Hey guys, RMCM8511 with you one more time. What I want to show you guys in this video is a real quick gun review on my Marlin Model 60. The Model 60 is a 22 rimfire rifle. Instead of having like the 1022s with the detachable box magazine, this is a tube-fed gun. This particular one is one of the older ones, as you can tell by having the full-length tube, and I believe it holds 18 plus 1 in the chamber if you wanted to do it that way. So I think a total of 19 rounds. I think the newer ones, they cut them down to either 13 or 14, and that's about it. Another way you can tell this is an older gun is because it has all the trigger guard and the safety and the little bolt drop here. All of that is metal as opposed to being plastic on the newer rifles. I have no idea how old this gun is, but I know that I've had it for I think 12 or 13 years, and it was well used before I got it. This was my first rifle. I think when I was 7 or 8 years old, my dad got me my first shotgun. I think it was a little single shot New England Firearms 20 gauge. I do still have that. But as far as any kind of rifle goes, this was my first one. I had shot quite a bit before then, but this was my first one. The background story on this rifle, guys, this is a really special rifle to me, and I'll go ahead and tell you why. You may not find the story quite as interesting as I do, but when I was, I think, 10 or 11 years old, my grandfather finally told me, he said, you know what, I think you're big enough, I think you're old enough and responsible enough to cut the grass every week. That's your job. He said, and if you'll come to my house and cut the grass every week, I'll give you $13 a week. Which I don't know if you guys saw the video that I had of it. I think it's called A Little of My Prep, showing you guys where I'm from. Most of the grass that you see there is what I cut every week. It took me about 3.5 to 4 hours by the time I got everything cut. So $13 a week, I was back then maybe okay, but anyways, my grandpa and I would have done it for nothing. So the fact that I was getting anything at all was awesome. But I just wanted you to know I worked pretty hard for this gun. But at the end of the summer, I had taken all the money I'd made in the whole summer and I had saved up, and I got my parents to take me down to the local gun shop there in town, and I picked up this guy right here. If I'm not mistaken, we paid either $65 or $70 for this, and then we got a brick of ammo, and it was awesome, guys. So anyway, this rifle is special to me because really, I mean, it's the first thing I ever really worked for and earned, but the money all came from my grandparents, and so that kind of makes it a little more special in my eyes as well. There's no telling how many rounds of 22 have gone through this rifle. Not so much lately, as you guys know, but when I first got this rifle, it was nothing for me to go buy a brick and in a few weekends have it completely shot up. One thing I will have to say, guys, I've noticed with a lot of people, and myself included at times, we tend to neglect our little 22 rifles as far as shooting, and mainly what I'm talking about is cleaning. I noticed that there's a whole lot of guys that will say, yeah, we went out and shot a brick of ammunition this week, and then they throw it in the safe and get it out the next time they want to go shoot a brick of ammunition. In a survival situation, a 22 rifle is going to be one of your best friends, and it's always important with any guns, guys, to keep them clean so that in a situation that you're picking up this weapon to protect your life, that it's going to be clean, and you know you're not going to have a huge amount of malfunctions. As with any rimfire, it's not always going to run 100%. But the more you can do to minimize your errors and your malfunctions and all that stuff, the better off you'll be, because the last thing you need is when you're in a survival situation, you're out hunting small game with this, and you get it up on the, let's say you're shooting at a squirrel, but you get it up on the squirrel and you pull the trigger and click, and you've got so much dirt and grime down in there that you can't get a round off. And that may be your only opportunity that you have that day to take dinner home to your family. So please, guys, one thing I would have to say as far as prepping goes, it's nice to have weapons, but if you don't maintain them properly, they're literally, I mean, you could hit somebody with it, or you could maybe use it as a shovel or something, but that's not what it's intended for. So take care of your guns, guys. If you're going to use these as a survival gun, or even if you're not going to, it's always just good to go ahead and have proper gun maintenance and gun care. So I'll give you guys a real quick close-up and then I'll end the video. This does have pretty nice stock on it. This right here, this line you see, there you go. It's a deep scratch. It's actually not a crack in the stock. I mean, you can see, guys, I've used this rifle. This is not something that it's not a safe clean. It doesn't sit in there and just wait. As you can see, I mean, it's scratched up. Like I said, it was used when I got it, but a lot of this is from me. But everybody needs a little 1022 or a little Marlin Model 60 or some kind of rimfire. For me, it's the Model 60. You guys may have different opinions on that, but this one's mine. So hope you guys like this. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And if you like what you're seeing out of my channel, guys, please hit the like button down at the bottom. And please subscribe if you don't care to do that as well. Alright, thank you guys, everybody. Have a good day.